Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, wanting to take a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Clone Wars 187th Battalion Clone Trooper. This is a Walgreens exclusive here in the United States. The 187th Battalion is Mace Windu's battalion. So these guys are the clones that we saw basically super briefly in the last episode of the Bad Batch arc in Season 7 of the Clone Wars, when Mace and Obi-Wan were disabling bombs while Anakin was war-criming Admiral Trench. You see these guys in low lighting for a bit. So that's where you probably don't remember them from, but that's where they're from. Another clone repaint for Hasbro as always. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the review. Take a look at what we're getting here. You all know the drill. As always, we're going to start by taking a look at the packaging. This is your standard for now. It's going to be gone soon. Black Series Galaxy packaging with your nice big window on the front. You got your Black Series logo above said window. The window shows the figure and its accessory off nicely. Star Wars The Clone Wars across the front in yellow. You got your Clone Trooper 187th Battalion, warning 4+ Hasbro. This side of the box features artwork of the clone looking super cool, holding his blaster, says Clone Trooper 187th Battalion. People have noted, and yeah, you see it, on the above art, which usually features ships and stuff, is actually Rebels artwork. You see the Phantom in that Season 1 episode where they were going to get supplies from the abandoned Republic base. That's definitely an oopsie from Hasbro. I bet Gregory Titus wouldn't have made that mistake. So yeah, that's a nice little Easter egg, or just Hasbro goof like Skywalker. We all remember that one, right? This side of the box features your wraparound window, wraparound orange stripe, and Star Wars The Black Series down below. Round back features a zoomed in picture of the clone, Star Wars The Black Series, Clone Trooper 187th Battalion. Got a bio, not necessarily about being a 187th clone, but just about being a clone in the Clone Wars. Pause and read whichever language applies best to you. He's number 10 in the Clone Wars line. You got a bunch of legalese, Disney, Hasbro over there. Down below, you got your barcode and more legalese. Up top, you have a hanger tab and a window, which allows a little bit of light in the box, should you be one of those losers that keeps your toys in the box. I don't do that. I'm going to open them up. Let's take a look at what we're getting here. So here's our 187th clone standing out of the box, looking really cool. Let's take a look at our accessories. There's really nothing new here. It is your standard Clone Trooper short blaster rifle, which we have seen 1,000,001 times at this point. Looks really nice, just in a black plastic. There's no paint apps on it. Doesn't really need them. It is fine. I will say, I have noticed on a lot of these clones they've started to cut back on including the longer rifle. I do kind of like the option, considering it, especially considering it exists, and this figure's a repaint, so there's like no tooling cost to the body or the blaster at all. So like you'd think, man, what's another nickel of plastic really going to do to Hasbro? But that's okay, I guess. This is ultimately the blaster I usually end up picking for my clones anyway. So setting that aside and looking at the clone, you know, there is something a little bit different about him. I mean, it's not just the unique markings, you know, that kind of like dark, you know, chocolate brown color. But, you know, when he's standing on his own, you almost don't see it. But then just to bring in another Clone Trooper, and I think you'll probably see it now. I will say we're under some pretty decent lighting for the review, so it might not be super duper obvious. This guy is not a white Clone Trooper. It's like an off-white, almost like an almond color, but not quite almond, you know. It's just, he's got a dinginess to the white. Not really sure what happened there. It might be canon. They might, you know, not be, you know, clean white. You know, they might just be like a almond white or something. I don't know. But yeah, this guy's like white, and this guy's like dingy white. And so something to note, it does stand out a little bit more in person. I'm looking like at my phone screen while recording this, and he does look plenty white there. But maybe let me see if I can't drop the lighting a bit. That might, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have any setting that'll help you too much here. Anyway, he does look good, and I will say there was not really any expense spared for the paint apps. You have a lot of brown going on the arms, the stripes down the chest, the mandibles of the helmet, the, you know, center wedge of the helmet. I mean, the legs get a lot of brown to them. Go around back, they didn't even spare on the back. You know, the back of the Trooper has like a lot of it going on. I mean, there's definitely a lot of paint deco going on here. I'm really shocked they didn't slap him in a deluxe box with this amount of paint. But otherwise, I mean, it's a Clone Trooper. We've had this guy 1,000,000 times. We're going to have this guy 1,000,000 more, and I'm okay with that. I mean, this is This is good. I gotta say, and I said it during the wrap-up for my 13th Battalion clone review, we're kind of in a good era for Black Series clone trooper collecting. Like, we've been getting more lately, it feels, than we've gotten before, and more niche ones. I remember a time when this was something where if you wanted it, you had to make it yourself. You know, you had to customize it or pay someone to customize it for you. But we're getting 13th Battalion clones. We're getting this guy. You know, not too long ago we had our Clone Wars 212th. That was the Walgreens exclusive. Like, we're in a decent era. We're getting our Republic Commandos, you know, through the Gaming Grace. We had the Gaming Grace Jetpack Troopers. We've had some good stuff lately. So, like, it's just another good clone trooper. I'll run through the articulation. I've tried to swear off doing these regular repeats too often, but let's do it. Features a double barbell for the neck. Allows them to look that far up, that far down. Rotate, side-to-side pivot. Arms can come up to a T-pose if you bring the shoulder armor up over the armor like so. Features a nice ranged butterfly joint in there, 360 at the shoulder. Single jointed elbows can go a little past 90, rotate at the elbow, 360 at the wrist, lefty hinging in and out, righty hinging up and down. Mid-torso ball joint, allowing them to crunch that far forward, that far back. Got some side-to-side pivot and rotation. Legs can kick that far apart, that far forward, tiny bit back, upper thigh rotation. Single jointed knees that rotate. Feet can point basically straight down, pretty far forward, and there's a forward-facing pin for rocker, allowing both feet to stand or to sit flat on the ground when you have them in a variety of unique poses. To do some size comparisons, let's bring in that same 13th Battalion clone trooper. How about a Riot Scout Trooper and the bootleg Commander Apo? That looks like a good assortment. Apo's a little bit hunched over. I promise he's about the same height, though. And yeah, they seem to scale rather nicely, I gotta say. Works for me. So, end of the day, what do I think of the 187th clone? You know, well, I do say we're in a good phase of getting a lot of clones. I will say that this is just a clone. He's another Legion. Now, I'm happy to have him. I'm happy to finally have a clone to stick next to Mace Windu on the shelf. I'm not upset in any way about owning this guy. I will say I never thought that we would get 187th clones. I probably would have asked for other clones before 187th. But this guy is cool, and I'm going to try and pick up a second one. Not really sure what happened with that almond color, though. It's just a little off-putting, you know? I mean, I don't know. It's not the end of the world. Excuse me. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, like, do I recommend it? Yeah. You know, if you want it, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no reason you shouldn't. If you're like, hey, yeah, I've got a bunch of clones, I can pass on this Legion, I totally get that too. And that's the appeal of it being a Walgreens exclusive. If you want it, you gotta go look for it. They were in stock on the website for a little bit, but let's be fair, the Walgreens figures usually don't really restock. They haven't since it sold out. So it was in for hours, though, and that was nice for anyone that caught it. There have been a lot of in-store sightings on these, though, which is cool. It's always nice seeing that going on. So maybe you have a chance. So that's where I'm going to leave you. Thanks for watching, guys. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You all know the drill. I'm going to go work on some other videos, so let's see you then. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you. Bye!